Hello guys, this is EM Online TV. We are still enjoying the good and beautiful environment of Uganda. Today I get amazing chance to meet with a beautiful lady, Ronia, from, I don't know where she came from, maybe she introduced. Who is Ronia?
Well, I'm Rania, I'm 25. I am from Germany, but I moved to Austria to study. And I work for Social Impact Award in Germany and in Austria. And this is also the reason why I'm here at SINA right now, because SIA, so Social Impact Award, and SINA are partner organizations. And because I'm studying international development studies, I was really interested in seeing different NGOs and different African countries at work, and I was really looking for NGOs that are not governmental, like they're not funded by government. And SINA is really, yeah, it's really impressive to me how SINA works. And I wanted to learn more about the whole environment and about social entrepreneurship in general. And yeah, I see like in SINA, for example, or like in organizations like SINA, I see the future of our new like development aid, because the way we're doing, like for example European countries are doing development aid right now, is not the way to do it, because it still has colonial structures and it has to change. So this is also what I want to come back next year in Uganda to write my master thesis about SINA, so to do more research about the impact of SINA, so measuring the impact of SINA in different African countries. So yeah.
Yeah, and I really like when you speak, you speak like you speak a background about your education a bit, and also you speak about issue of colonialism. I want to know a little bit how education system, maybe in German, support you in your life.
So in my life, I always felt like there's a lack of, like, let's say, practical work, because I had education, or I was in school for 13 years. So first started with primary school, so from the age from 6 until I think 10, when I'm not mistaken, you're in primary school, and then you go into like the next step basically, and they will basically put you down with your parents. You sit down and you have to do certain tests, and they will test your knowledge. So depending on your knowledge, you either go into like the, let's say, I don't know what you call this, like there's like 3 different stages. So there's one stage for the people who are maybe not as advanced, so they go to this school altogether, so they have like this level of learning, let's say is like level 1. And then we have level 2, so kids who are maybe a bit brighter, who have like better understanding of stuff, they will go to level 2. And then we have a third level, that's for like kids who are really bright and who are really smart, they will go to level 3. So they already put you in different levels at the age of 10, and then you will have different educational process. So the first level is, I think, for 5 or 6 years. The second level, if you're like in the second level, you will go to school until your A levels, and no, not until your A levels. You will have something. You will graduate when you're like around 17, and you will have like it's one step before A levels basically. So if you want to do your A levels, you can like switch schools, so go from level 2 to level 3. And basically when you're in level 3 from the beginning, you will just be in school until you do your A levels. So when we do our A levels, we're around like 18 or 19. And then when you're finished with the A levels, you can either just start like searching for internships or apprenticeships, or you just go to do a bachelor. And it's quite common to go study, because it's kind of like a trend, because for example my parents, they didn't go to university because
Yeah, Solonia, you told me that you don't have a boyfriend.
Yes.
And so who fundraise your life?
I'm fundraising my own life. So I work a lot. I work 25 hours a week, I mean, and I study 40 hours a week. So it's a full week, it's intense, but I mean, everyone can support themselves, and I don't get like financial support of like when you turn 25 in Germany, you lose basically your, it's called children's money. So basically in Germany, the parents of every kid get around 200 euros each month to support your kid through education. And when you turn 25, it just stops. And the problem is, I mean, it's a really good thing that they will support you like governmentally, but no, like if you want to do a master and if you want to do a bachelor, you will not be finished with your education at the age of 25. So when you turn 25, life is just gonna get way more expensive, because then you have to pay for your insurance yourself, which is around 100 euros a month. So basically, when you turn 25, you lose around 300 euros each month, and that's a lot because. Yeah.
Yeah, I like when you say that the parent, they give you money for caring, and also when you end up 25, you're starting to alone. That is amazing, and I believe if with African family, African parent, and they started that, it will be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because maybe I can ask you what maybe surprised you in Africa.
Here in Uganda, what surprised me most is the age that they start school here. For me, I mean, I always thought it's normal to go to school when you're 6 or 7, but here I learned that the kids normally go to like preschool or to school with the age of like 2 or 3. So when I'm imagining a kid when it's 2 or 3, I imagine them like playing and not having to do tests, because they actually have to sit down and do different tests when they're only 3 years old. And for me, this is like just crazy. How is this possible? And also I've recently learned, for example, what one kid is doing. He's 13 years old, and what he is doing in math, like in math class, I've did that when I was 17 or 18, like in my A levels. So I feel like sometimes the level of education is just a lot more higher, and also kids have to go to school on Sunday sometimes because they still have to catch up because of COVID, and also on Saturday. So it's just a lot, and I feel like it's quite intense. And I think what's most shocking to me is the whole part of like caning, because how would you cane kids for not learning? Because they will just be more afraid of education if you cane them. And for me, this is just, it bothers me a great deal that they will beat kids just for not knowing anything or for not like studying properly, because that's not the way how you educate kids, and they will not educate themselves if they just get beaten. They will just be afraid, or they like will also control
I like that. And you are not the one. And also I have also my friend from Europe, and they say he wondering why teachers beat student, because it's true. Even myself, I come to realize now, because when we were beaten, it's not creating understanding for us, it is creating feeling. So that is, I think, also we needed to change on education system. And also I think you talk about colonial, and also I think that is somehow element of colonial education.
It's still intertwined in all the educational like system basically. So but I think, I mean, it's basically the fault of Western countries that we still have those structures here in East Africa, for example. But also, I mean, I feel like we live in 2022 now, so it has to change. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, this whole school education. A lot of people are protesting against it, but I mean, it's known that you are not really have like a really political free will in Uganda.
Thank you so much. I wish to visit Germany. Will you welcome me?
Yes, of course. But you would have, like, if you want to visit me, you would have to come to Vienna, to Austria, because I moved to Austria to study. So but you're more than welcome in Vienna, in Austria. But also for example, when I go back to Germany to visit my family, you're also welcome.
Thank you. Let me prepare and arrangement. I'll visit you at Austria one day. Okay, thank you. This is EM Online TV, and also today we get a good message, which I like from her. It's a certain habit of beating student because of failing examination or before of failing a certain work. It is become as a tendency of we believe that through beating it can help a child to be educated. For me, I think now it is time to think beyond the box and to think the different ways which it can influence a child or a kid to learn more rather than giving punishment of beating. My name is Ivan G, and this is EM Online TV. Today we get amazing chance to meet with Lonia from Australia. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you too.